as you move towards associate and full professor, so this is after generally at most universities other than very elite universities, this is after you get tenure. You move to associate and then full. But as you move towards these kind of levels, nobody really knows what the hell that they actually mean. But basically, you're become more central to things that are going on. And as you move towards these things, you get asked to get into mentorship roles and you get asked to get into various different leadership roles as part of what you're actually doing. And I find it really funny because I feel myself with all of these moments, particularly with the Reciprocity Project, it's starting to pick up steam and people are starting to recognize, me and the project, and they're starting to get what it's actually all about. And, you know, it's funny because I get asked to be put in these kind of I don't know, like leadership roles or mentorship roles. And I feel like I don't know what I'm doing at all. Like I feel like I'm the worst person to be put in a particular role like that. And I think it's actually super common. Other than people that seek out this, they have that sort of air of confidence that goes on. You could sort of see those right from the get-go. But I think for most of us that are doing our thing, that came from nothing. Um, I hate saying that because I'm actually damn proud of where I came from, and I think it's not nothing but the sort of world views that as you sort of move up, you get asked to be put in these mentorship roles, um, and these mentorship roles are weird because I wish I knew what I was doing. I truly do. And I think what I am trying to communicate is that I don't know anything more than anybody else. And I think most people that are in these particular roles, they don't know that much either, right? Like they just have some experience. Um, they have maybe an identity that has been formed that people can easily recognize. But for the most part, we don't know that much. And that's the thing that's challenging, at least for me. I feel more, at least as insecure as I ever did. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing as much as I ever did, and I'm just as afraid and nervous as ever. I think what's interesting is the only thing that has changed is my external appearance, where I just have a few more wrinkles. But in my mind, I'm still like, that 15-year-old kid trying to figure things out and not knowing what I'm actually doing. Probably even younger than I'm probably actually like an 8-year-old kid. And I just wish that most people would understand and sort of really get at this sort of weird nervousness that you feel and this weird, man, I wish I knew how to do anything. And that's the thing that, one of the emotions that you go through is that, particularly as, professors, you're supposed to know something. You're supposed to know how things actually work. You're asked to do these kind of things. And really, you don't know anything. Where you get the impression, at least for me, I've become more skeptical of all of the sort of knowledge and scientific infrastructure that we have as I've grown older and more mature, more so than ever. And I've also become more skeptical about who I am and what I actually do and whether what I'm actually doing actually matters. I just watched this movie. It came out a few years ago. It was on a plane, and it was this movie Oppenheimer, and there, it's a struggle of somebody. So I don't know if you know who Oppenheimer was. He was a kind of a nobody at the beginning. And then he rose to the ranks in physics and became the leader of the Manhattan Project. And he's kind of a little bit of a train wreck, but, at least that's what the movie was projecting. I don't really know him. But the story is him wrestling, and at the end there's this sort of great movie, or this great moment where Einstein comes up to him and sort of coaches him on how, something that you did early on gets rewarded, and you just kind of get a pat in the back, and people look to you with esteem, but you really don't know what you're actually doing, and you're just kind of as confused and messed up as you ever were. And it sort of really projects that as you go about things, right? And Einstein and Oppenheimer, probably some of the leading physicists of modern history, where they were, reflecting on this, that you're supposed to know something, and really you just don't, right? Like the insecurity, the feeling of, I wish I knew what I was doing, the feeling of everybody else kind of has it together, that the sort of scientific apparatus is doing spectacularly well, except for you. All of that never really goes away. And that feeling of insecurity is something that you just have to roll with it. So, as you do these kind of things, just remember, particularly those that don't have that sort of self-confidence, because that's not me. I'm not that kind of person. Just know that that feeling never goes away, and you just learn how to manage it by laughing it off, right? Or laughing off the sort of seriousness of everything that you actually do. And that's the movie that I just watched about Oppenheimer really is this, right? Like, science has real consequences, but at the same time, so the Manhattan Project is the nuclear bomb that they invented, but at the same time, you never really take yourself seriously. At least I don't. And that's the thing that I grapple with, is I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. I don't think I'm ever fit to be a mentor. There's this sort of deep desire to want to be liked, but at the same time, when you're liked, you're like, oh gosh, this is a responsibility. I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to do. And then at the same time, you're sort of struggling with all of this identity issues that are going on. So as you do this, and as you sort of move up and do your thing, just remember, just be kind to yourself. Try to be more of a friend. Be as forgiving as you possibly can. And just keep moving forward. And that's it. Like, there's no answers with this. I'm not going to give you a 5-point. These are the 5 points of this is how you become a good mentor and all that kind of stuff. You just don't know. And you're just as messed up and screwed up as everybody else. And that's it. I apologize for not having my act together, but this is my life. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.